fierce morality. Nightfall the rain, and the silence bleeds. We have come into the night, thunder raging war a night. We have come into the night, thunder raging war a night. We'll fight, dark age, Ragnarok, shall fall. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Welcome everyone to the Seer for the finals of Season 4 for Valhalla Esports. I'm joined by Malco. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, and how are you doing yourself?
Having a good time. And as we are looking towards the finals, we're going to have a little bit of a special episode. We're going to go over quickly the semifinal games. We got them streamed, so if you want to see the full details, go check out those VODs or the videos on YouTube. And then we have some players from the teams in the finals ready to talk some trash, hype up the game for us as we look towards the finals that will happen tomorrow evening.
Really have been excited to have these special guests on the Seer tonight to also cap off what was probably a very exciting and unexpected series of games that ended up happening. As we do see, it is the battle of the boy bands that's going to be coming up, as we do have our very own Instincts and Backstreet Boys respectively going up against each other in HYG and Bomba Bros.
For sure. But before we get to that, we'll check out the series from the semifinals. First series was Bomba Bros versus Los Tomatas. We see here game one, Bomba Bros had Zach, Misfortune Brand, Leona Garen. Los Tomatas had the Karma Vane, Jarvan, Lulu, and Poppy. How do you feel about those lineups, Malco?
1 second, my stream your screen for me real quick so I can see ya.
I'm still sharing for you, right?
No, actually.
Let me fix that for you. There you go.
There we are. Alrighty, so you said Zach, Misfortune, Brand, Leona, Garen versus Karma, Vane, Jarvan, Lulu, Poppy. Okay, so I honestly don't know how I really feel about how short range Los Nomadas' comp is, and it still feels relatively squishy even with the Poppy and the Jarvan. I just think that overall Bomber Bros has a significantly easier composition to pull off here. So I think that was just like a win just from how easy their team fight works between Leona, Brand, Zach, and Meth. Like that's already a 4 that could probably kill their 5 alone, and Garen was just able to split push the majority of the time. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the actual case.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, kind of a case where Vane's the solo carry, so you really need her to pop off and be that one-man army as you try to enable her. We see we got some love for you in the chat from Damon the Husky. Also, shout out to you and me for our Prime subs coming up. We get to give each other 30 days of love for Valhalla Esports.
That's guaranteed. Don't forget.
At least. But yeah, we'll jump into the score screen, see how this one went. And we see Bomberos took game number 1. Me too, Cap. I saw the watch streak. I didn't see you post your... There you go. And Bonkers. Thank you, Bonkers. Thank you, Blitz. Thank you, Bonkers. You both also get your 30 days of love from Valhalla Esports. If anyone else has their Prime, it's probably around the time everyone seems to kind of line up with when they reset. So double check if you're not sure.
Definitely helps us
But
out here.
on the patch for that brand is very strong, so he did a lot of damage. Wheel Poco popping off on that MF, and Bomba Delicious doing some work on that Garen. Well played by Bomber Bros for that game one. See how game two draft changed it up.
This time
Where
around, we see. Oh, would you like to do the call off or?
you can go ahead.
Oh, by all means, thank you. This time around, we have Bomb Bros blue side, Los Amados red once again, as Bomb Bros has the Blitzcrank, Ash, Ivern, Mordekaiser, Vigar, Los Amados going with the Jinx, Milio, Camille, Shyvana, Annie. I really like the draft composition this time around for Los Amados, significantly better in comparison to the first game. It just screams much more ramping damage or consistent damage overall. Annie just having just that overall burst as well against the Vigar and against overall their squishies, that helps a lot. Camille has that split push potential and dueling potential against the Mordekaiser and other people that try to come up against her. And Milio's just really good is another like kind of almost Lulu type of support where it's just really good at protecting these early game or these late game hyper carry AD carries. And as long as they played safe, Jinx, if she was able to get ramped up, it's gonna be a hard game for Bomber Bros to actually go up against. But bot lane is gonna be really annoying with an Ashe Blitzcrank,
Oh
and
yeah, for
then
sure.
and then Vigar infinitely stacking. It's eventually Jinx gets caught in one baby cage and just full combos. So even though Los Namadas' comp made some decent changes to it, which were definitely much needed, I can still see the avenues in which Bomber Bros could take this game.
Yeah, I really like the change up from Los Tomatos. Spreading out the carry potential. I know Eli had been putting a lot of work in on that Camille, and it doesn't do terribly into Mordekaiser. You want to be a little safe early, but you outscale. As long as they don't let Vigar get gigantic in the late game. I like the change ups. Bomber Rose, another draft that fits their style a lot. You want the Ash to become really big. Hoping the Blitzcrank can help facilitate that, but we'll have to see how it went as we look at the score screen. And Los Amados taking game number 2, forcing it to Silver Scrapes for game number 3. We see Redacted getting huge on that Jinx, Milio with Ray playing it, enabling him with that extra range, and the rest of the team doing what they needed to do.
That's exactly what they did. Exactly what was called out. Like that's all you can really say. They made those changes. It ultimately led to a win. But they probably just needed to run exactly this composition back. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jinx was the target ban for the next game if they didn't end up taking it themselves on the side of Bomber Bros.
Yeah, for sure. Demon the Husky. Yeah, we're accepting of all levels of play. If you're in the Discord, we'd be happy to have you join us. If you're not, go ahead and check it out if you'd be interested in playing some games with the community. And we'll jump into draft for game number 3.
Yes, sir. And with this draft, we have Bomber Bros on blue side, Los Amados. So we had it ran all 3 times in the same. And thank you, Blitz, for the Prime sub. 16 months. That's 30 days of love guaranteed right there for you from Valhalla Esports, at least guaranteed from the casters. But Bomber Bros having on blue side a Mumu, Twitch, Blitzcrank, Set, Vigar. Los Namadas now picking up the Ash, Melio, Camille, Shyvana, Swain. I really like Los Namadas' comp. Like that's actually I kind of almost like it better than than their game 2 comp. Just having to switch out the Jinx because it was banned out, but being able to pick up the Ash because Bomber Bros decided to prioritize Bomber Bros wanted to prioritize
The Amumu pick.
yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking I was like, wait, didn't red side pick first? No, I'm completely wrong. Blue side picks first. But it just seems that maybe it was just too much for them to deal with. I wonder what the Twitch pick was for though, because that's just a very interesting carry to just pull out, and when it does get ahead, it's scary when he can just be full assassin on himself. Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden a fed Twitch becomes a fed assassin and you're just like he just pops up behind you surprise and you can't do anything about it.
Very much
So
one of those More solo queue picks, but if it works and your team plays around it, it helps. Kind of needs to get fed, but if you get a fed Twitch, as you said, he just melts people and comes out of nowhere. I agree. I really liked the Los Nomadas draft for this game. Kind of kept with the theme of game number 2 that worked out for them, and they're kind of going for the scaling, hoping to take the late game and take the victory. So it's on Bomber Bros to pressure them early, try to get those kills, and unlock their team. So let's see who took the series overall. As game number 3 goes the way of Bomber Bros. Evbot unkillable in that mid lane, 9-0-3. Everyone else playing very well as well, and just kind of played really smart against that Swain. You have the range advantage in the Q with the Vigar. If you avoid the snares, he'll do a lot more damage. So well played to them, making their ways to the final. And now we'll check out the second series of the semis. In HYG versus insert name there. Here we see HYG on the blue side. Game 1 has Caitlyn, Nasus, Rel, Talia, Jarvan versus INT's Lux, Skarner, Sejuani, Draven, and Tristana.
Both of these compositions I feel are relatively even with one another. Skarner Sejuani is an absolutely insane frontline. And just having the potential carry from both Tristana and Draven, with Lux being able to dish out so much AP damage. Like if you have a Lux on your team, you don't feel like you always necessarily need a whole lot other AP damage around her because she just melts all the carries and then everybody else just gets melted by the hyper carry of your AP damage. So it's kind of it's a mixed bag for both of these compositions. HYG though having in that bot lane at least some extended range, and then also engage with it being the Rel Caitlyn down in the bot side, uh, and just TJ on the Jarvan. Like he's very good about being everywhere where he needs to be, especially on a jungler that allows him to gank from weird angles.
Yeah, for sure. Also one where pretty nice for Perfy for the Nasus pick. He's against a Skarner who can CC him a fair amount, but doesn't do too much damage, especially early, so he doesn't really have to worry about getting denied any farm. And as we jump into the score screen, I'll call out, you can't see it here, but he got to 996 stacks in the game,
Yep.
which went 33 minutes. Became a very big Nasus, and HYG taking the victory in game number 1. Playing it well, doing the scaling comp, and taking it to INT. So
When I
now we'll see how the adjustments come through for game number 2. We actually ended up having some lane swaps from INT after this game number 1. I believe Omega went top, Insert went jungle, and Tim went support with Montblanc ADC, I think was how they ended up. But we'll check out the draft either way. We'll see if I was correct when we look at the score screen. HYG back on the blue side once again. Grabbing that Braum Ash, Rek'Sai, Trundle, and Asol. INT with the Maokai, Senna, Swain, Cho'Gath, and Volibear.
And when I say the Cho'Gath was a surprise pick and where it ends up going was also a surprise, I was very interested into INT's composition. I wasn't sure how exactly they were intending for it to work. But then I also called out midway through when they were making the changes and we took like the little break in between the cast. It was, oh, is this gonna actually work for them? Because I never seen them play in this particular composition for the team for INT.
Right.
And ultimately the changes, like they ended up making the changes that were necessary, but I don't remember the exact outcome of game 2. I think it was forced to Silver Scrapes, but I want to say it went to Silver Scrapes, but it was like extremely close as to why it did.
Well, we'll definitely check it out. As calling out the Cho'Gath. It was the Cho'Gath Senna bot lane. DD getting his main in the
Yep.
Swain, but they were allowing it with the Asol pickup. And let's see how the game turned out. As HYG taking it 2-0. Well played to them. Bonkers just scaled ridiculously on that ASOL. Jeffrey Crazy playing really well, 9-0-10, unkillable on the Ashe, just positioning himself to deal out that damage without getting caught at any point. It looked really promising for INT in the early game. Swain was doing pretty well. Got a couple of those nice team fights where he gets the ult and doesn't really die from all the drain, as well as Omega doing a really good job early bullying the Trundle. But once the scaling came through for HYG, they took that game number 2 and secured their spot into the finals.
That's right. It was just like weird in how they were both like trading off objectives, and that's where it was very interesting because there was time where like the gold lead was actually even though the teams were differentiating in kills and everything. Even though it was only a 5 kill differential, it was just overall a very interesting game. It's just that again, as you said, Jeffrey Crazy and Bonkers being able to very much perform, and Perfy just mitigating everything up in that top lane, even though Omega was doing pretty decent up there as well.
Yeah, Perfect doing what he needed to do, was getting bullied as far as getting killed, but just building for the split push and just doing the Trundle thing along with the scaling from ASOL and Ashe, just carrying their team to that victory. But now we'll jump into the standings.
We got some
And we
Perfy love in the
see
chat as well, by the way.
Lexi Lou, how you doing? Yay, Perfy. We got some Perfy fanboys or girls. Let's go. And we see the finals coming up. We've got Bomber Bros versus HYG. And if we kind of look at it as we went through quarterfinals and semifinals, there's been a little bit of a trend where quarterfinals we lost the first seed in Night Raid Owls. In semifinals we lost the second seed in insert name there. So you got to worry if you're on that HYG team. You're the third seed, and if the trend continues, it might look good for Bomber Bros. You never know.
We're hoping that it's not, in this playoffs is not a 1-2-3 knockoff. No, but right now both of these teams, I'm sure at the moment are ready to gun ho at each other because it's completely unexpected. HYG having the crazy run of last place in the previous season to now potentially hoisting up the Valhalla Cup. It's actually going to be absolutely insane for them if the original boy band of this league, is going to be able to really make something happen. I'm personally excited because these two teams were, I think, the very first game that we streamed for this season as well, and they're gonna literally end it for us this season as well. So that it's so poetic to see how all that just ties up in a nice little bow, and if they can just force us like a 5-game Silver Scrapes, that'd be perfect.
We were trying to be like George Lucas when he made the prequels, and he's like, it's like poetry, it rhymes. But yeah, as we look forward to the finals, we only have HYG versus the Bomber Bros. So let me pull the boys on into here. We've got HYG Bonkers and HYG Mabra representing HYG, and ready to 1v2 them in the trash talk. We've got Wheel Poco representing the Bomber Bros. So I'm going to bring them in. If you all have any questions for them in the chat, feel free to post them. We'll ask them some extra questions, and we're just going to have some fun with a little bit of back and forth between the teams. But let me pull them down real quick.
Get excited for this one.
Whoa.
And as we know, HYG has dubbed themselves the Backstreet Boys against the Bomber Bros in sync. We get that little intro from Mabra's entrance music for Discord.
You're
and
welcome.
how you boys doing?
I'm feeling good. Not everybody talking once, and we're doing great. We're doing well.
Yeah, first off to the HYG boys, how does it feel to come so far from last season, coming in last place, and now in the finals, looking to finish the Cinderella story?
It was always the plan.
The slipper fits. That's great. I like it. Looks good. It's Gucci.
And Poco, how do you feel about ruining their Cinderella story?
Listen, I'm on my redemption arc right now. After leaving last season, my whole plan was to win it all. Especially after I found out that there's a prize at the end of this thing.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, I was told there was a prize.
Hold up.
Generally, we'll do something small that we can send the whole team, so y'all can feel good about the victory.
Good luck with shipping, homie.
Oh hell yeah!
We will figure out the shipping. That's part of why everyone in the chat, we need those Prime subs so we can get everyone their trophies.
Hey, one of our teammates is Canadian, so
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
We know Bonkers is a little ways away.
A little bit.
But yeah, I'll give the floor to you guys. Have a little back and forth while we see if anyone in the chat wants to ask any questions. I know we got one from Blitzkrieg. I'll ask at some point, but any others, pop them up.
so Bonkers, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
I don't.
Oh, you don't go to bed.
No.
What time is it when we play our games tomorrow?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Okay. I mean, we can get you off at like 4 a.m.
But yeah, I don't plan on going more than 3 games.
That's good. I mean, because we predicted the 3-0. I don't know if you saw our support shirt. He made a shirt just for tomorrow.
Talk about my shirt.
You're not wrong. It is just for tomorrow, because by Monday he's gonna want to burn that thing.
Hang on, I'll grab a screenshot for you real quick. Keep going.
The boys got it heated up right now. They're starting to steam and they're cooking up in the kitchen at the moment. So what's this whole redemption arc? I need to understand, Will. What was ultimately leading you to leaving and now having to come back?
A job. But side note, past that point, yeah, I just kind of quit the league out of nowhere. Kind of left my team hanging. We went from, I think last season we went from being one of the best teams in the league to them not even making playoffs. So Evbot convinced me to come back, and in the return and convincing the admins to let me play again. My whole goal was to win. Actually, my whole goal was to make it through the season. I didn't think we were gonna make it past week 6, but then I heard there was a prize.
Real quick, I got Too Good for Lima's tie-dyed shirt up on the screen. He says 3-0. I assume it says Too Good for Lima. It looks like it's a little cut off after the L. But already ready for that
Looks like
easy
a flower.
3-0 for the Bomber Bros.
But he cuts off at the L because he knows he's gonna be holding it by the end of the night.
Ooh, got him.
Jeez.
Listen, if we lose this series, it's solely Evbot's fault. He predicted you guys to win the series and to win the whole thing, which if you look at the top of the Seer, it says he's got an 83% pick rate on everything. It's because he predicted you guys to win. I don't even think he predicted us to make it past the first round.
He's been doing a good job with those predictions. Fluffy started off strong week 1 with 100% picks, but then faltered week 2. Evbot picked up the slack, is now the leader for playoff predictions. And speaking of predictions, where do you guys think it's going to fall in the win-loss for each team? Who do you think's coming out on top for the believers?
70-30 split in our favor.
I want to put it probably 80-20 in their favor. I do better when they don't pick me. You know, we've been. I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at each Seer, we were predicted to lose 3-0 each week.
Says 100% HYG.
So that's also possible because I will not be voting, and if I do, I will be voting for HYG. That way, it's a win-win for me.
Either I win or I win.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't lose.
Let's see what the people said. And here we see 66.7 to 33.3. The belief is in the Bomber Bros.
Whoa.
They think HYG will falter at the end. Even now,
paid actors.
people
Paid
don't want
actors,
to
bro.
believe in you.
Never doubted it.
I told you every single time this
True.
happens.
Every single time they voted against us, we won. So
Big
Yeah.
news.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I never doubted it. I knew everybody believed in us.
Lexi
Hold
Lou
up.
still
Wait a
believes in
minute.
HYG.
you know what it is? I think people are just salty that we kicked them out. But the game's a game.
Lima is saying that you can pull
me
him
up.
in,
Alright,
actually.
Oh,
where
shit.
are you at, Lima? Let me get you up here.
He is hanging out in the Bomber Bros chat.
Yeah, I I gotta scroll up. It's admins. We see all these chats. What up, Lima? What you got to say to your opponents?
I'm just saying, I am wearing my shirt loud and proud to my kickball tournament. So I made that. I was like, Parker, should I do it? And he said, go for it. So I am gonna. It's gonna be beautiful.
Listen, it's gonna be a bot gap either way.
Listen, even if it's 3-2 or whatever, I'll just cross out your guys' side, so it's okay.
You have that backwards.
Probably does, but
Probably.
it's gonna be a bot gap either way. Win or lose, it's gonna be a bot diff. On our side, I can't tell you what my team's gonna do, but I know I'm gonna win, and that's all that matters to me.
I'm just gonna be
I don't
playing
know about that
I'm
with
gonna
you.
be playing the DLC the entire time. Elden Ring. He doesn't even need me.
He doesn't even pay attention in draft. That's how confident we are. I don't think he's ever picked his champion all season long. Or honestly, for the last 4 seasons he's been in Valhalla, I don't think he's ever picked his own champion.
I don't think I have. I think it's just auto pick.
Someone tell Purpose mom. TJ, don't tattle. Come on now.
Don't call them out like that.
Damn, I really was hoping it was his mom.
Chat
I'm here for you, son. You can win.
Hey,
Are you winning
one
yet,
season, I had my teammates call my parents before a game. So
I did. I called his mom before a game.
yeah.
And I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Oh God.
Because the pep talk that she gives before each game. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
We have 2 pep talks when it comes to HYG. We watch Monkey Boxing, or we listen to Backstreet Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's our pre-game speech.
I need you to send me that monkey boxing.
Yeah, can we
watched
get a
it so
video
many
of that
times.
right now? I want to see this.
They
actually,
can't send it to you. That's our hype time. That's our secret.
That's
if I look it up on YouTube, will it just be the first one?
No?
No,
You
it's
said that quick.
It's the second one, I swear.
Oh.
But yeah, can we expect any kind of shenanigans in the early games? You guys feeling a bunch of invades to try to set the tone early, or are you gonna try to play it safe since you want to get that win?
I always invade.
Oh yeah.
It's just part of my playstyle. I don't care what it is. I could be playing like Seraphine APC. I'm gonna invade.
I like it. I like it. What about you, HYG boys? You gonna invade them too?
I'm gonna play Yumi, and I'm gonna sit on my jungler the whole time.
Oh, that's big.
Hey, the Herbo strat.
Toxic.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I'm banning Yumi just for that.
Teemo top push.
I haven't heard that name in a while. Herbo?
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
The myth.
I'm telling you, if you do that, it's still gonna be a bot gap. You could-
I don't know about that one. Last time we played, I'm pretty sure it was a big diffy in the bot lane.
I don't know. I remember my support being drunk that series.
Yeah,
Called out.
okay.
Yeah, is anyone gonna be drunk tomorrow night?
I'll probably. I only play drunk.
Ah,
Can we
true.
do another casting drinking game for the finals?
It sounds like we have to if we want to keep up with Lima.
Oh yeah. I'll put it in chat.
If he gets anywhere near week 4, the levels that he got drunk, I might forfeit. After game 2.
It was pretty
No.
bad.
It
We'll
was. Yeah, you'll know if
You'll
you
know.
see me lock in like Ezreal, it's over.
True, true. All right.
Because I'm just not playing the game at that point.
Well, we're all ready to see how this all falls out tomorrow. We planning to play at 9, or do you guys want to try to start a little earlier to give the potential for 5 games?
Well, we only need 3, like we said. Although we might go 4. Like we said, we might troll game 3 once we're 2-0 up.
You're trying to break the curse of finals only going 3 games. I get it.
Yeah, worst case, we'll make it go 4. Don't worry.
TJ's going to be high as fuck. That's true.
What's new?
Well, for sure. Any final words for your opponents, or just to the crowd? who you want to have support you tomorrow night as we get ready to close this out and be ready for the finals.
This game is for Fletch.
Bro,
The
OG.
the best
Sorry,
player
Timothy, but
on
it's for Fletch.
HYG is TJ. Everybody else is trash.
Your peak is my playground. What are you talking about?
Okay, Herbo, chill out.
Yeah,
I still use that in solo queue. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how your shirt does after the finals. If you win, I'm sure you'll frame it. If you lose, we'll have to see what you do with it, Lima.
All
have to
right,
keep us
I'll make
updated.
sure to
They'll make a
send a
nice
video.
campfire for sure.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, thank you all for joining us, and thank you everyone checking out the stream. Tune in tomorrow night, should be 9 p.m. EST. Keep an eye out in the announcements. We'll post when the games are starting, and we'll get the finals for Season 4 going, and we'll see who takes it home. Good luck to HYG and Bomber Bros, and everyone have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
I never thought hide is essential. They're crude and unspeakably plain. Maybe they've a gleaming of potential. If I lied to my vision and brain. Know that your powers of retention are as what as a warthog's backside. As sick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression. The lights are not all upstairs. But we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer. Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And justice deliciously squared. Be prepared. Yeah, be prepared. We'll be prepared. For what? For the death of the king. Why? Is he sick? No fool. We're gonna kill him. It's in my tomb. Great idea. Who needs a king? No king, no king. La 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 la. Idiots. There will be a king. Hey, but you said there will be king. Stick with me.